Hi, this is Micornus Phokane, the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. We are dealing with challenges that come with change management. When we're doing change management, there's always challenges. And we want to highlight these challenges so that you can anticipate them. Highlight these challenges so that you may be ready for them and be able also to deal with this. And sometimes you can avoid these challenges by learning out of what we're talking about and make sure that you manage challenge, you manage change from the word go. Now, as a leader, you must make sure that you manage the change appropriately. And that's the reason why we deal with this topic, because I believe that it will make you a better manager of a change. And the rest of the people that are under your reporting lines, they will actually change seamlessly when you as a leader, you are able actually to manage the change. The first challenge that I want to speak about today when we come to change management is half-truths. What we call half-truths. Breaking trust by not telling the whole truth. And we always see this when there's a change management whereby many leaders, many managers, directors of companies, they tell half the truth and it's not complete. And I want to urge you as a leader, as a young man who's leading, that please remember the minds of the people are intelligent. There are those amongst the people that are your subordinates that are more intelligent than you. They are actually more smarter than you. And there are those that are wiser than you sometimes. And the fact that you are the director or the manager doesn't make you to be more smarter than everybody. And therefore, it is very important that when you say the truth, say it fully or keep quiet. Hold your peace. Because if you're going to say a half-truth, there are many people that are going to make conclusions thereof based on the half-truth that you are telling. There are those that are going to soon discover that you were not telling the whole truth. And that will actually break the trust, number one. They will not trust you anymore. It is very important that as a leader, you build trust with your people, that they may trust you, you may trust them as well. Now, trust in a working space, trust in management space, in a leadership space is very key. Because if you don't trust each other, then you cannot move towards progress together. Now, change management has actually a tendency generally of people telling half-truths when there's a change. And that is why, because when people have concluded that this is not the whole truth, when they realize it, they lose trust of this manager or this leader. And as a result, they will not trust you again, and you've broken their trust completely. And I want to emphasize this because this is happening more often. There are those people that get retrenched and being told another story that is not the truth, or told the story that is half the truth. And when they realize later, they feel very betrayed and they feel very cheated as well because they've been told something else, but yet this is not the whole truth. In fact, there are some more deeper things that are there. There are people in job or in workplaces whereby you decide to get rid of them because maybe they are not performing. And now you are saying there's a retrenchment, but you're not clear to them that they are not performing. There are those that are retrenched while they're performing, and you tell them that they are not performing. Those are type of things that we are talking about. That is half-truth. You are retrenching, yes, and you need to retrench this individual, but don't tell them they're not performing while they're performing, because that's half-truth. And when it is half-truth, it becomes then problematic because people's trust is broken and you cannot repair it anymore. It's difficult to actually restore trust. And I want to emphasize that and make sure that as a leader, you are aware of that. Now, during change management, we have seen another challenge called unclear communication. And unclear communication is something very pertinent, very, very challenging if communication is not clear while we want people to change. People don't know what to expect. People don't know what to do. People don't know where to go and where not to go. People don't know who to talk to at that particular. So it's a whole concoction of confusion in that change management where people are worried and they don't know. And sometimes it's actually uncertainty within the workplace, uncertainty within your whole family as well. There's uncertainty within the company where you are as a young man. And because of lack thereof of communication, or a communication that is there but unclear, you're actually causing confusion amongst the people. So therefore, we want to emphasize as the Young Men Empowerment Forum that it is very important that you communicate clearly and you make sure that people know step one, what will happen. People will know step two, what will happen. And timelines as well as you're outlaying change management. So you give stepwise and time frames as well so that people can know what to anticipate when. People can know then what to do. People can know then what not to do. And they can know actually who to talk to during the crisis maybe that they meet during the change management. And this is very important that we emphasize that. Now, unclear communication actually causes even more problems in different areas, whether it's in a workplace, whether it's at a family home, and whatever, where you're applying your leadership at. It is very important that you become clear in your communication. There are those people that are naturally not good communicators, and that is worrying factor. And I want to emphasize that if you realize that you're not a great communicator as a leader, maybe you should actually go to communication classes and learn communication, or also be coached in communication, because it's very important, because communication then is the backbone of it all when it comes to change management, because that starts from the beginning until the end. It must be good communication all the way. Without proper communication, of course, we have seen that we are going to have problems, because people have actually been expecting to do some other things. They expect things to go the other way, but because there was no proper communication, or the communication was not clear at all, people don't know what to expect anymore. And that is very key, that we emphasize to you as a young man, that communication must be clear at all times. Now, change management has got another challenge called lack of purpose. And when you are doing change management, you must be able to explain why the change is needed. And this is a purpose. Because when you are able to explain why the change is needed, you're going to have a quick buy-in from the people. Some changes delay, or some change are delaying to be instituted, or the change actually to take off, it takes long sometimes, purely because of lack of purpose. Remember that even when you are dealing with children, if you don't tell them the reason for something, they're not going to be able to know what to do. They're not going to be motivated either to do what they want to do. The same with subordinates to you as a leader. I want you to be aware of this, that people will be motivated by knowing the reason. When people don't know the reason and they are having no purpose in what they are doing, there's no motivation, because motivation comes along with the reason behind why are we changing. Now, change management is very important. As I've said earlier, that you communicate the purpose of the change. When people are actually understanding the purpose, they buy in quickly and they are able to join you in the change. And sometimes you'll realize that people will even be ready and they will even be supportive in changing and also convincing others about the change. Those that are delayed in understanding, they would actually hear from their own colleagues, their own peers, who would actually even explain to them, because when there's a purpose that is clear, everybody understands, and those that understand will actually explain to those that do not understand. So half of your job will be done as a leader, because the colleagues will explain for each other. They'll explain to each other. They will actually make sure that they convince each other as well about the change. By the time that you want to institute the change, everybody is on board. Why? Because the purpose has been clarified. Where there's no purpose, people perish, because people don't even know what to do because of the confusion that goes along with it. I want to end up here today, your host, Micornus Phokane, the leader, the founder of Young Men Empowerment Forum. We are going to check out right here, but before I do, I want to remind you of our Facebook page, Young Men Empowerment Forum. Please follow us there. and like the page, Facebook page, Micornus Phokane as well. Like it and follow it, and please click notification buttons on them as well. We have got a YouTube channel as well under Young Men Empowerment Forum. I want to urge you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. There are a lot of videos that were posted in there. So please Google us and make sure that you follow us directly there. And a good Lord will bless you as you do. We are developing an ordinary young man into extraordinary men of wisdom, integrity, and character through kingdom principles. And also remember that we've got a TikTok account as well that is coming handy for you. A lot of materials have been posted in the past there. Please follow us, and the good Lord will bless you as you do so. Please join us for part 3 tomorrow. Until then, cheers for now.